Hello everyone, I'm Kako Chrissy. Welcome back to my channel. Today I will show you a very important piece of Hongshan culture. This kind of thing they combine. We already studied. Hongshan people has a great imagination to create those animal related jade pieces for their protection. We go through the single animal pieces, and then we went on with those combination pieces. Some animals we can recognize what kind of that is, and some of is mythical animals we don't know what that is. And besides different kind of animal combinations, one important part of Hongshan Jade is the animal with a human being like features combined together. So this one is belong to this category. A scholar would call this Hongshan's sun god category. Anyway, that's the way they're calling it. What do you think about it? Is it appropriate name or not? So let's go over with this piece from the design wise. This piece is very unusual because on the top you see there's a tiger, bigger eyes, nose. That's the tiger. And Guo Dashun mentioned Hongshan Jade should have a tiger with a human being combined those jade pieces, but it seems that archaeologists hadn't find a piece yet. I think this piece can fill this gap. Let's take a deeper look at it. You see the way they make it, these eyes follow the, we have to learn Hongshan's eyes discipline. They make eyes pump out because this jade is hard enough. They take advantage of the hardness to make a socket out of the outside of the eyes. And also you notice on the top of the forehead, this line, as we mentioned before, came from Central Asia, and that's the design came from. Let's go see there's human beings. You can say this human being, but with some imaginative big, long, triangle-shaped eyes pumping out, and even has a big ears on the top, cheeks, wide nose. Those things is, you can say it's a human figure inside, but with their Hongshan imaginative inside. More interesting part is you see here, see this fat big belly. For me, this is the sign this lady is pregnant. So you see her kneel down, hold her hands in front of her. Does she look very comfortable under this tiger? For me, it is. And this tiger even doesn't look like so ferocious looking. From here, we can make a connection. You know, in the Shang Dynasty, probably about 40, 50 years ago, there's two bronze vessels that came out. and one I believe is in France, one's in Japan. Those vessels is made of bronze. It's a bigger tiger squatting there. Inside his mouth is a human being stayed inside his mouth. For a long time, even today, the scholars, people say the tiger eating a human being. We know that's mislabeled. I will talk to you later why it's mislabeled. You look at that tiger and the human's relationship. It's just like this tiger with this human. They both feel very comfortably with each other, especially with a baby on the way is pregnant, the woman. How can anyone be comfortably squatting, kneeling down there, sit? That's, we know that's the Asian pose, people sitting, and they don't sit on the chair like we do today. That's their pose, sitting under a tiger without any fear, without any worry feeling on her face, try to run away. No. For me, it's very comfortably sit there. So we can't imagine a tiger is trying to eating her. Instead, this is the figure tell us the tiger in the ancient time, people treat as like a god, protected human being. I think only by this concept, we can see why they both look so comfortably with each other. That's the same thing if you look at that's the bronze. The human inside the tiger's mouth, almost like stretch out his both arm to try to hang on with the tiger. It's like a baby hang on with his mom. That feeling I receive. So I don't see as a tiger try to eat a human being. That's just not a good explanation for that piece. And the same reflect on this piece also. Okay, let's go through this material. This yellow greenish jade, we have handled a bunch of them. We saw. We know that's a Hongshan Jade, local jade. We saw those black ends, like things inside floating. Let's see if we can see better this way. You see the corrosion by the earth here, this part. Not easy to see. Okay, I hold it. You see the surface? That's the surface you can check with our sculptures, with all those Hongshan pieces we have went through. That's the same texture. This rounded curving surface, you see how much Hongshan people don't really like the flat surface, all curving roundly, nicely. The two holes under the arm, that's the same concept we have about the holes on the Hongshan Jade. Is let our prayer go through and receive the protection from God. So we go through this design manuscript. Okay, here I want to give you a little bit academic-wise talk about the relationship between humans and animals. Actually, this is very, very important concept to understand our Asian culture. The situation is like this. About decades ago, there's a great archaeologist, and his name Casey Chang. He was a professor in Harvard University, and he did research. He reads this theory, say those old days, the shaman controlled the society in the ancient time, and animals are the helpers, the messengers of the shaman to bring our prayer to God and bring back the protection for us. But this theory apparently was heavily criticized by another well-known scholar, and he was the Harvard professor also. His name Max Lohr. That's a great professor. He did some deep research on bronze, divided Shang bronze by different period, contributed a lot to the bronze culture. But he disagreed with Professor Casey Chang, say Casey Chang didn't have enough evidence to show the animals was the messenger, was the helper for shaman. Say you didn't give us enough evidence, no words record to find out this function. Since then, the Max Lohr and his student all the way to today, they criticize Casey Chang. So for them, they believe Asian animals has no special meaning, just the design. This is dominant currently the scholar-wise, the educational-wise field, which is debatable, and for me is even not correct. For people insist and support Casey Chang is like Deng Shuping and most of the scholars in China, and especially Hayashi Minao in Japan. Their theory is this animal in the ancient time was the helper, is the media between heaven and us. Because our humans admire animals has a strong power, they have some ability we don't have, so we need their protection. And only look at the animal and humans relationship from this view make you understand clearly why in the ancient time there's so many animal form created. Some animals you recognize as tiger, cow, all kind of animal. Some of the animals we don't know whether they exist or not, like a dragon or all those mysterious animals. Anyway, our human being for a long time rely on animals' protection. We believe they bring us the protection from God. So there's different, look at the animals different, is still persistent even today. These two sides, they have not get enough discussion, or this animal's feature, this function has not fully introduced to the Western world yet. So by more and more archaeologists advance, evidence was found recently in the past 40-some years. I personally strongly support Casey Chang's theory, which is the animals play important role in our ancient time. That's why people today, they still say it's a tiger eating human. Is wrong. But don't give a correct concept about human and animal. We want to go further to see more, to see the whole picture. You can't explain why there's so many animal features on the bronze, on jade, and the different kind of animals mixed together on jade pieces. There's meaning there. Recently, I got very interested in Greek ancient philosophy. I find out a very interesting thing is even back 2,500 years ago, those ancient philosophers, they already say the material and the design, they combine together, they have a meaning there. Why in this Western world, the scholar don't see this animal with a human combined together has a meaning? It's not only on jade, on bronze. Also, I have no idea. That's the part I did research on my book. In this Weisler I'm working on. I gave you a little bit preview. If you want the Casey Chang find out more evidence, is almost impossible. First of all, from what I see, our history never has a clear record is from the Hongshan Jade Dynasty. They inside the words on the bronze to recorded their history. And after that, we have a lot of ancient textbooks, recorded history. But we have to keep in mind, when the Hongshan Jade Dynasty, they created those control systems, they are already focused on humans' behavior. They created a ritual Li and those society system is more focused on human being behavior, which is they cut off the ancient time of human being with animals, wild animals connection. They cut off that part. That part was still dragged on to the Shang Dynasty, because we saw Shang Dynasty, they all use a lot of the oral bones. They ask the god protection. They admire animals. The same concept totally changed in the middle of Hongshan Jade Dynasty. You don't see animal on their bronze since those middle of Zhou Dynasty. So since then, people has a more recorded history on book, on the bamboo, bronze. from a culture they themselves alone don't respect animals has this media function. How can we find the evidence they wrote say we respect animal as the media between us human and heaven God? Is out of their dictionary, right? And also we have to think about after Zhou, and a couple hundred years later, we reach Qin Dynasty. You remember the famous, the Emperor Qin burned out all the books and killed the scholars. They will reduce us more ancient record. And even today, we have those Neolithic jade or bronze. They have words on it. I doubt how many of us can read them. Those words are far more ancient than the words on the oral bones in the Shang Dynasty, much older than the word on West Zhou Dynasty. So all those things are connected. You ask Casey Zhang to provide writing evidence to support your theory. I don't know. I just don't see for the near future we can find any evidence, even if there exist. Probably there not exist at all. But meanwhile, without writing evidence, it is the theory is a mistake, it won't exist. I still don't believe that's a correct way to deal with the theory we're building on. Just like the Greek ancient philosopher Plato said, we are building on the theory, and we started from there. We add on, we corrected it, we add on, we corrected it. Just like 1 + 1 is 2. All mathematics build on this theory. And if you ask anyone to prove 1 + 1 = 2, unless you are the number 1, number 2 mathematics in this world, probably we can't even give the answer to say, I can show you by academic wise that 1 + 1 is 2. We know this is one of the most difficult mathematical question was solved by some Chinese mathematics. I think it was 40-some years ago. Back then, we treated him like a hero for a while, and I even forgot his name. So the same idea, that is everything have to provide the writing evidence to prove. I don't know. It doesn't sound to follow the philosophy of ancient Greek. Those people had built for us the framework of knowledge. It's a very difficult topic. I hope I said this clearly. Anyway, try to let people know the animal and the human in the ancient time, they are not eating or were eating this relationship. They are the protections. I hope you agree with me. If not, tell me why. What do you think? Let's move on. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you for joining me. I will see you next time.